Hello everyone, I think we're close enough to the end of the Honor of Arena event, and I think we're going to start seeing this question, should I go for ULION or should I go for BAHZAM? Now, if you saw the video from yesterday, you know I used up my tokens already to get a legendary piece of equipment so I could show you all about using those embers. And I actually slapped that over here on the Kion. I will say, it is nice, it's attractive looking, but would I do it again in place of one of these later Dark Heroes? Probably not. I really want to get these things leveled up to really test out the skill sets. And I gotta say, even though I don't necessarily rank both of these ones high, or at least I don't think I did on it, they are still pretty decent inside the game. So first things, let's just kind of go over, they are going to be both dealer classes. The big difference is that ULION is going to be part of the strength class, where BAHZAM is going to be part of the agility class, at least for the gear that they're wearing. So you see right there, strength, dealer for ULION, and then for BAHZAM here, we got dealer and we have agility. So gonna be wearing different gear, but still, as far as the stats themselves, you see here, 637,000 for BAHZAM. We are a little bit higher for ULION, 678,000. He is gonna be kicking a little bit extra attack and a little bit more of the health, but that is all just based by the base stats. That doesn't include what their skills are gonna do. Now, just for fun, I always like to go over here and hit these 3 dots. You can see here, we got some crit rate, we got some crit damage. The speed is pretty quick on this, so he is gonna be getting his attack off right away, but he does also have a little bit of physical resistance and some dodge rate. Now, if we go over and look at BAHZAM on it here, you're gonna see a much different. We got a lot more dodge rate on it. The crit rate damage seems to be pretty similar to it. Even the speed isn't that far off, but we don't have any physical resistance. Not the end of the world, we could build that with our runes. Now, the big thing you'll be using ULION for is going to be the CC, that's the shock there. Deal attack 230% damage to the enemy with the highest attack and put it in the shock state for 1 turn. For me, this is usually happening to my Kion. This is extremely annoying, so keep that in mind. This is a nice CC. Now, if you did want to get rid of this, you could go in with a hero like Olga, I believe. Let's find her here. Where are you, Olga? Go right there. Bam, skill set number 1. While applying a buff that increases CC resistance of you and all adjacent allies for 2 turns. So she starts with full thing. So just right there, if you have an Olga on your team, you're not going to worry about this right away, but still, this is a very strong skill set to have for ULION. Now, when looking at the stats, these are at 16 stars. This is maxed out. You see the engraving up there at 40. So this is like full tilt. This is where it's going to be at the very final end game for you. But you can see here on our second skill that we're going to be giving increased attack on our normal attacks, and then we're going to be healing ourselves for 70% of the damage dealt. Nothing really crazy about it. We do get some physical resistance, but getting a little health back while you're doing some damage is a nice feature. Now, this one here is really going to help out our shock. The fact that we're going to start off with 100 energy, having that high speed of around 82 means we're going to be pretty much getting a first attack, and it's not always guaranteed, but we're going to be getting pretty early on and getting that shock out there. So even if there is a Lilith or even a Olga out there, there's a good chance you're going to be at least getting 1 shock in. Now, this one is kind of a nice one too. At the start of a battle, you're going to be getting your accuracy plus 40% and all adjacent allies. So accuracy, this is going to negate dodge. So for example, BAHZAM, it's got a ton of dodge. This is going to kind of help negate that, keep those hits from being missed. So you're pretty much ensuring that you're going to be going and doing some damage. So the Awaken skill, I like to see this big fantastic thing on it, and where this one isn't terrible, it's not really the greatest in my opinion. When killing an enemy, we're going to be healing at 40% of our health there. Once again though, this is at 16 stars. The other 3 levels are going to be 30%, and the attack and crit will kind of scale up on you there. You don't have the crit at first, then you have the crit, then the attack gets thrown in, and then we bump it up to 40%. So like I said, this is still a solid hero. Even though I'm not crazy about the Awaken skill, there's definitely some nice things in there, including that shock, which is really the big thing I see and the thing that I'm a fan of ULION. Moving over to BAHZAM though, you're going to see it right here, 637k, we talked about that. And here we go, deal attack 270% damage to one enemy. When BAHZAM kills an enemy in any way, he gains an extra life. Now that's going to be maxed 3 times. So technically you get 3 lives that are revived on top of the one you start off with. So technically you're living 4 times out there, which is plenty for 15 rounds. If you die, revive at the end of the current round with 70% health and 50 energy. So it's not like a lot of the other ones there where it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna revive at 25% health. He pops out, 1 shot, dead again. This is gonna be a nice solid stat to have here and a good amount of health to keep you alive so you can keep on doing the damage. Our first passive is going to be giving 50% extra damage on those normal attacks, but when we do hit with one of those normal attacks, our penetration is going to be increased for 3 turns. That's going to be by 50%. Now, penetration, that's going to be what's going through the shields, your defense. This is going to make those hits really hurt. Now, the next passive, we're going to be getting a set-off dodge right off the bat, but we're also going to be getting 40% dodge at the beginning. And every time we're attacked, we're going to get that drop by 5%. Now, I haven't actually tested it, but I'm pretty sure that when they mean attacked, they're not talking about somebody swings at you and misses. I think we actually have to land those hits. So this dodge is going to be pretty helpful. Between the accuracy of ULION and then the dodge of BAHZAM, I'd really like to see who would win in just a one-on-one battle. Now the next passive, when we do dodge, we're going to be gaining an attack buff for 1 turn. And with that, we're going to be getting some more energy, meaning we're going to be popping off that active one, which did that 270% damage at the beginning. So this is kind of a nice skill set so far. Everything seems to be working pretty well in sync with each other. But this awakened skill I actually like a lot better than ULION's. When you die, you're going to be doing attack damage to the person that kills you and then throwing a debuff on their defense. At 80% here, once again, 16 stars, we're a long way away from there. But think of it this way, you die, that one that just hits you, you're hitting it back with reduced defense, you already have penetration on there too, so you're gonna be hitting really freaking hard to somebody that's just sitting there in a cloth t-shirt, not expecting to get hit. And then if you don't kill him that time, you can just go and keep on smacking him like that because it's gonna last for 3 turns. This overall just seems like a nice skill set to have, although once again, we do have to get there up in the stars. We're not gonna be seeing that defense debuff right away at 8 stars, so it's gonna take a little bit to get it up there, but once we do get it to level 2, which I think might be 11 stars there, then we'll be able to start seeing that. And still, that's gonna be pretty nice too. At 50% defense drop, it's still a solid number when you're trying to hit and doing some big numbers. But either way, they're both high hitters. They're both in the dealer class, meaning that they're going to have good damage results on it. The big question is just going to be, do you want to try to shock and stun, have some healing back on you, or are we trying to really hurt them out there, throw some defense debuffs out there, get some dodge, and just kind of smack the crap out of them? I myself, if I didn't spend my tokens on that legendary chest, I definitely would be going for BAHZAM here. For some reason, I do like the dark heroes versus the lights more, so I might be biased on it, but I definitely think the skill set of BAHZAM just sits a little bit nicer. Now before we run away, I do want to at least bring up the engraving on this because BAHZAM, when he dies or is resurrected, he's going to be increasing the energy of all of your heroes and decreasing of the enemies, meaning actives getting popped off and the enemies ones are not going to be popping off right away. But on the other hand, when we go over and we look at ULION, this might make you change your mind a little bit here. Like I said, it's a long way before we get there, but the shock. Normal attacks have a chance to inflict shock to the enemy. So the annoying crowd control that I absolutely hate, could be seeing a lot more if you're running ULION on your team. So like I said, if I had the choice, I'd probably run BAHZAM on it, but that's just me personally. So take this at your own will, know the skills of it and see what kind of fits for you. Are you looking for an agility class or are you looking for a strength class? But I keep on mentioning this legendary gear and how fantastic it is, and the way that I got it was using these blue embers to get it at this super cool high level. So if you guys want to know more about that, check out this video right up over here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.